As you know, we finish now for the day, and we finish our sessions here in Leeds. The inquiry will move on in honour of its promise to be a UK-wide inquiry. It seems that each day brings another moving day, that there are aspects which are barely bearable in a number of the accounts which we've heard. Deeply moving, all unique, all with a common base. For those who are listening remotely, as well as you who are here, can I just say this? Sue, when she gave evidence, told us that she didn't think she was worthy of giving evidence earlier in this week because of the stories which everyone else had to tell. And hers was just her own account. You will have agreed, I'm sure, that it was important to hear it. It is important to hear those who have not yet spoken, and there will be many. I can't promise, I never have promised, that everyone who makes a witness statement will be asked to give oral evidence, but some might be, and it is important to me, it is important to us, it is important to the public knowledge of what has happened, that the inquiry should take its evidence to be as reflective as it can be of the various different experiences which people have had with infected blood and infected blood products. In particular, there are many who we think have not yet come forward in the numbers that we might have expected if one took a demographic approach. Those in particular who suffer from thalassemia and sickle cell disease, who would have had transfusions necessarily. And disease being no respecter of rank or persons or race or origin, one would have expected to see perhaps more from that community or those communities. And it may be that what has restricted people such as those with such diseases coming forward has been the feeling that they can't really add to the emotion, the moving accounts which we've been hearing here in Leeds in particular, but elsewhere. That's not true. I'm not inviting people to come and tell me of their misery, but of their experience, which will include misery. It will be important for them, if they can bring themselves to come forward and offer what they have to say, to do so. I can thank you for being here and for offering your accounts, all of which have had different aspects to them to massively increase the knowledge of me, of the inquiry team. I know I speak for them all, and many of which have been, as I say, hardly bearable because they have been so moving. Today is a perfect example of that. And it bears repeating that we do not have the luxury of time. That's obvious. So the sooner that those who feel that they might possibly have something to offer from their own experience, it will be unique because each person's is unique, do so. And every statement will be read whether or not the witness is called for oral evidence. Those of you here or those of you outside this room who think, well, I've missed the boat. The inquiry's come to Leeds and they haven't asked me to give a statement, should know this. I promised at the outset of this inquiry that it would put people first and last. This is only the first part. The last, obviously, has to come. And we shall hear at that stage from a number more. It won't be everyone who's made a statement. I cannot say that, and I won't make you any false promises. But it will include, we will consider for those statements, for those sessions, anyone who has given a statement, whether already or yet to come. So no one should please feel inhibited at offering what insight they have. And it may be a critical insight, even if the individual themselves does not think so. That's my rallying call to others. My thank yous go to you. It's been a privilege for me to meet so many of you and to be able to listen to what you've had to say to me here, but what you've had to say to me around this inquiry room, which I have found rewarding. So thank you very much indeed. That's it in Leeds. The inquiry will move on. We have a week's break. We need a break. It has a week's break before we start again in Edinburgh, where we have 2 weeks. Those of you who are at all interested in northern supremacy may reflect on the fact that we've had a week in Belfast, and we will have move on from Edinburgh after a further week's break to have a week in Cardiff. We've had 2 in Leeds. It's not long. We haven't been able to accommodate as many as we would have wished, but as I've said, we don't have the luxury of time. And if anyone wanted to reflect on that, today is all one needs to go to. So thank you all. Thank you to Council and the legal teams, and goodbye for now. Thanks.